Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is I Got Nets Sports Media, and we're going to talk about what everyone has been talking about the entire week since the selection show on Sunday. So we all know what the playoff bracket looks like, but just in case if somebody here just don't, I highly doubt anyone at this point don't know what the college football playoff bracket looks like. But just in case, let's go on and show the bracket real quick. Let's show that bracket. So I'm gonna actually remove this one for right now. There we go. Share screen. Where is that? Right here. So we're gonna talk about this real quick. We are going to talk about the college football playoff. So actually, I'll move myself out of the screen. Oops, sorry about that. Too small. There you go. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. So everyone's been talking about the college football playoff bracket since they've been announced this past Sunday. There's been a lot of controversy takes about this playoff bracket. Whether you heard from Paul Feinbaum, I forgot his name. Really don't care to know his name, honestly. But Paul from ESPN, who be on Get Up and First Take. You may have heard from Skip Bayless's comments. A couple of other media people within ESPN, and a couple of other media people from other sites, all talking about how the G5 spots, talking about how you have James Madison and Tulane in the playoff. You've been seeing a lot of people not happy to see James Madison or Tulane in this playoff. A lot of unhappy people. And we don't see some horrendous takes, man. It's just horrible, man. But some people are just biased and they just want to see SEC take over. That's all they want to see, But this video is all about explaining why James Madison University and Tulane did not take Notre Dame, Vanderbilt, Miami, Texas, or anyone's spot. They didn't take nobody's spot. They earned it. But I want to explain to you why they did not take anyone's spot. So let's go over real quick why. This won't be a long video. There's no need to. So one of the main reasons why people are upset is because they think these two G5 programs took a team spot, and they didn't. They really believe James Madison and Tulane took someone's spot. They did not. They took no one's spot. But a lot of people think so. A lot of people think that's what Texas and Notre Dame. No. These two teams was going to get in the playoff no matter what the circumstances. But like I said, we're going to explain why it's not their fault, why they did not take anyone's spot. The reason why Notre Dame is not in the playoff is because of them. It's because of the ACC. That's their fault. Their tiebreaker system is awful. That is what screwed up the ACC teams. Notre Dame didn't get in because you didn't handle your business. You had some losses that unfortunately happened. Hey, Notre Dame, you know what? Let's look at your schedule real quick. Let's pull up that schedule. Yes, let's pull up their schedule. So we'll take this one off for right now. So let's pull up Notre Dame, since Notre Dame is pouting and crying like some babies about not being in the college football playoff. So let's look at their schedule real quick. Well, look at that. Look at that. Already done the juicy stuff. All right. Share screen so everyone can see. So here's one of the main reasons why Notre Dame is not in the playoff. You lost to Miami, man. Miami. They got in over you because they beat you already. That hurts you right there. That really hurts you. Too bad. You should have handled your business against Miami, sir. But hold up. We just now getting started. We just now getting started. So let's look at other reasons why you are not in the playoff. Well, look at here. Look at here. You lost to Texas A&M. Guess what? They're in the playoffs. You should have beat them. You should have beat them. You lost to two teams that made the playoff. That puts you out the playoff contentions. You have to handle your business. You have to win these games. And oh yeah, the final reason why I think you didn't make the playoff. These are two reasons. You lost to Miami. You lost to Texas. You know why you may not be in the playoff right now, Notre Dame? Get in somebody's conference. If you would have go join the ACC, you could have won the conference. Guess what? You'd have won the conference. You are probably in the playoff with no doubt. So how about instead of whining like some babies about not making the playoff and go join the conference, solve a lot of your problems. A lot of your problems are solved. The complaining and the crying from Notre Dame has been ridiculous. What kind of example are you setting to these young men? You telling them that it's okay to quit when you don't get your way? No. Look, there are going to be plenty of times in life where things are not going to go the way you want it to. There are going to be plenty of times in life you're going to get screwed over. Man up and handle the situation. Handle it properly. You know what you should have did? You know what? Yeah, you may not be happy with the circumstances, but instead of giving my team and these young guys a bad example, making it look like quitting and pouting is the way to go when you don't get your way, you should have just took your butt to the Pop-Tart Bowl and just played the game. Go out there, dominate your bowl game, and show the committee, yeah, I should have been, this is why I should have been in the playoff. You see how we just sat here and drugged this team? You see how we just sat here and beat this team to breaks? Just blowed them out, ran them out the bowl game? Yeah, we should have been in the playoff. That's how you go set an example. I would have respect that whole lot more than watching you cry like a bunch of babies. The word that I really want to use, I'm not going to use it because we on YouTube. But that's just disappointing, man. Notre Dame, you are better than that, man. You are better than that. Y'all got a darn good coach, and I'm disappointed that he allowed this bull crap to happen. The whole team, whole administration, all y'all, anybody who got anything to do with Notre Dame, you should be ashamed, man. This was not the way to handle this situation, man. I understand being mad because you feel like you got screwed over. I get that part. But the way you handled it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Crying like some babies, man. It don't make no sense. Those are three reasons why you didn't make it. You lost to Miami. You lost to Texas A&M. And you should have been in a damn conference. Maybe you'll get your ass in the conference now. Problem solved if you go do that. Problem solved. Maybe you'll go finally do that. But I guess it won't be the ACC since Notre Dame and the ACC done pretty much fell out. Then. Crazy how that happens, right? Crazy how that happens. So let's go into another team that tried to make an argument saying that James Madison took their spot. So let's put them on blast. Let's pull them up real quick. Where they at? Where they at? Ah, there they go. The Duke Blue Devils. They had a lot to say. They had a lot to say. So let's look at their schedule real quick. Let's look at their schedule. So they beat Elon, which is the FCS school, 45-17. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. That's an easy win. You lost to Illinois. Gotta win them type of games. Let alone you got blown out. You got your butt ran out the building. So I'm gonna point this out. People like to bring up how James Madison lost to Louisville by 14 points. Okay. That's not a strong P4 school, but it's still a P4 school. At least they didn't get ran out the building. Because the way you people out here talk about these G5 schools, you would think anytime they play a P4 school, they're going to get beat by 40 plus. Not the case. James Madison lost by 14 points to Louisville. Just saying. Here you go. Here you go. You play against Illinois and got your butt blown out. You almost lost by 30 points. You lost by 24. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, no, man. You lost by 25, I mean. My bad. 25. No, 26. Whatever. You just know you got beat. You got beat pretty badly, man. That can't be happening. Oh, look at that. A G5. Look who that is you lost to. Duke lost to Tulane. 34-27. And you said you should have been in the playoff over James Madison. The same G5 school that y'all dogging out, people. The same. A lot of people say Tulane shouldn't be there. Some people think Duke should be there. Duke has 5 losses. Look at the schedule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 losses. You should not make a playoff with 5 losses. No. But that's not even a big deal to me still. Yes, it's a big deal, but not big enough to me. It's the Tulane loss. The Tulane. Everyone wants to say that Tulane shouldn't be there, right? Saying that they ain't beat nobody. They beat the ACC champion. They beat them. And some of you people were saying Duke should be in there over Tulane or over James Madison. Why should Duke be in the playoff? You couldn't even beat a G5 school. You couldn't even beat a G5 school. You don't deserve to be no playoff. The way people are dogging and just trashing G5 schools, the fact that you lost to them, you shouldn't be in there, right? I'm going off of what you people are saying about G5 schools, saying they're trash. They shouldn't be in the playoffs. They don't deserve to be there. They out here beating UP4 schools. They out here hanging with UP4 schools. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You lost to Tulane, the one that's in the playoff. No, you shouldn't be in there. No. You shouldn't be in there. No, sir. No. You crazy. You shouldn't be in there. You can't. Why would you make a case that you should be in the playoff over James Madison when you got 5 losses, and let alone you lost to one of them lowly G5 schools that you people like to dog out so much. The teams that you like to trash so much. You lost to one of those things. So I guess you should not have nowhere near a chance to be in there, right? To me, that proves Tulane should be in there, right? To me, they look like Tulane should be in the playoffs. They beat a powerful school. Soon to be ACC team who they beat. The soon to be ACC champion they beat. Just saying. People like to say G5 school doesn't belong, but that's bullcrap. Them schools can hang with you, man. Are there some games that like they can't hang? Yes, it's true. There are some games G5 schools cannot hang. I'm not saying Tulane or James Madison can hang with Georgia or something. Like, no, we know they can't beat them. But schools like Duke and all these schools, they can beat them, man. Let's be honest. Some of these P4 schools are not even that good. Some of these P4 schools are not even as good as these G5 schools. There are really P4 schools on the same level as the G5, to be honest. They just got a P4 name, but they're not really P4 skill level. They're more G5. Look at Virginia Tech. They're awful. You know who beat them? A G5 school. Old Dominion beat them and blowed them out. Old Dominion ran Virginia Tech out of there. Old Dominion is a G5 school, and they ran Virginia Tech out of there. Tulane beat Duke. That's a P4 school. Beat them. Beat them pretty handily, honestly. Pretty nicely. So maybe you people should stop underestimating the G5 school. Just saying. So Duke, who tried to make an argument saying they should be in there, no, you shouldn't be in there. So Duke, let me clear this up with you, and then I'll move off of them. Duke tried to say that James Madison took their spot. No. You the reason why you didn't get in. You lost 5 games. You lost to a G5 school, the school that you guys like to bash on. And then lastly, your conference screwed you. Tiebreaker system is awful. Blame your conference. And win your ball games next time. You won't have that situation. Easy as that. On to the next. Now let's talk about the last thing, and then we'll go into the big part of this video. You have a lot of people who think in the playoffs that James Madison Tulane get blown out. Well, guess what? I mean, who knows? They might. I'm not saying that they won't. They might. But what I'm trying to say is this. It's not the first time. You people, especially ESPN people, really, are acting like, oh, this is going to be bad for college football, bad for television, because they lost by 30 or 25 points. That's not the first time that happened in the first round. We don't see P4 schools get their butts blown out that way. What's the difference? What is the difference is what I'm trying to ask you. What's the difference seeing a G5 school get beat by 25 plus versus seeing a P4 school get beat by 25 plus? What's the difference? They both got blown out the same damn way. There's no difference. No difference, man. Come on, man. So let's prove a point. Let's look at the 2024 college football playoff bracket. Let's look at that bracket real quick, because it proves my point. So let's pull that one up. There we go. All right. Come on up here. Booyah. So let's take a look at this. All right. So you have Clemson, Texas. It's almost a blowout at that point. I would say it's like a blowout. So they got ran out of the building. Just pretty much just about. But that ain't the big one. This is the big one. Tennessee and Ohio State. 9th seed versus 8th seed. That is about as close as what Mr. Paul said on Get Up about James Madison Tulane getting blown out by 40 to 30, by either between 25 to 40 points. Skip Bayless said the same thing. Tulane, James Madison, going to get blown out by 25 plus points. Well, look at here. This is a P4 school. This is P4 school versus P4 school. Power 5 or Power 5 versus Power 5, whatever you want to call it. P4 versus P4 or P5 versus P5, whatever you want to say. These are two major schools going against each other. Major schools. This was a blowout. This wasn't even a game. 17-42. This was a complete butt whooping. This wasn't even a game. You people on ESPN, in the media, and even regular people out there who just like to watch football are saying that score is what's going to happen with James Madison and Tulane. That's what you people are saying. And you are saying that is bad. That is bad for the playoff and bad football. That is bad for college football. How is that bad when you are watching the same thing that you've seen before? That makes no sense. That's being a hypocrite. That makes absolutely no sense. You're saying if Tulane or James Madison get beat by Oregon or Ole Miss that exact same way, it's the end of the world for college football. But Tennessee lost the exact same way to Ohio State, and it wasn't the end of the world. What's the difference? What's the difference? You get what I'm trying to say, people? There's no difference. It wouldn't matter if one of these G5 schools lose like that in this playoffs when we don't see a P4/P5 school lose the exact same way. What is the difference? Only difference is one is a G5, one is a P4, P5, whatever you want to call it, or G6, whatever people like to call it nowadays. What's the difference? Well, these two schools might be different in size, but they lost pretty much the same way. There's no difference. So if James Madison or Tulane were to lose the exact same way right here, like Tennessee lost to Ohio State last year, how is it the end of the world? How is this bad for college football? They lost the same way that Tennessee did. No difference. That is all I'm trying to say. This is why I'm saying it is not James Madison or Tulane's fault. They didn't take anyone's spot. They earned it. They were conference champions. They were the highest rated conference champion that was left. ACC screwed themselves. Notre Dame screwed themselves. Duke screwed themselves. You don't need to have that many SEC teams in the playoff. That don't make no sense. Why do you want that many? Why do you want that many teams from one conference running through the playoff? Like, come on, man. You should want some variety. Just saying, man. But this doesn't prove my point, man. G5s should be allowed to be in the college football playoff. If they earned it, let them get in. If they earned it. If they met the requirements, let them get in. If they lose by 25 plus, why is it the end of the world when we don't see P4, P5 schools like Tennessee losing 17-42 to Ohio State? Look, let's keep it going. SMU, they lost 10-38. That's more like a, probably G5-ish, P4-ish, but still, they got blown out. Boise State had a bye. Yeah, they lost, but still, they had a good season. They lost by 10, so that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all right there. Not at all. Here's another blowout. This is another one that I want to point out. So you have Ohio State and Oregon. Oregon, Power 4, Power 5 school going against another Power 4, Power 5 school. They lost by 20 points to Ohio State. So if James Madison lose like that to Oregon, or if Tulane lose like that to Ole Miss, what is the problem? What's the problem? They lost the same way that Tennessee or Oregon did last year. What's the problem? They got blown out the same way, no difference. People are acting like it's such a big deal or such a brand new thing to happen if these two G5 schools get blown out. People acting like it's the end of the world. Like, oh no, college football is doomed. Oh no, their teams are getting blown. You got two teams that getting blown out in the playoff. It's not the first time that happened. We don't see P4, P5 schools get blown out in the playoff too. They just got blown out just like them P4, P5 did. No difference. No difference at all. So why are you people making a big deal out of it? If they get blown out, okay. It ain't the first time that happened. Not a big deal. You people making a big deal out of anything. Just say this. Them getting blown out is not a big deal. Just say the big deal is to you people is that you don't want them in the playoff because you rather have all them SEC and other big schools in there. Just say that's what you want. You prefer that. Just say that. There's no point of lying, acting like them getting blown out is such a big problem when it's not. You see that all the time. You see that all the time already. Just say, look, I just don't want these small schools in the playoff. Just say that. I'd rather you be honest. Jeez. And you know another blowout that happened a couple years ago? We watched Georgia beat the living breaks off of TCU, like 63 to something. I forgot. It was bad. And that was a championship game. A championship game in 2022 or 21, one of them. That was a championship game. Georgia beat the brakes off of them. Come on, what's the difference? What's the difference? What is the difference, people? Let's look up that exact score, man, when UGA played them that year. I just want to see what was that score. Oh my God, that score was awful. So this is why people shouldn't be complaining, man, about these G5 schools at all. At all, man. Ridiculous. Look at that score. Georgia beat TCU 65-7. Big schools. Big schools. Me personally, I don't think James Madison or Tulane gonna lose like that. No offense. I just don't. I think the game will be a lot better than that. But you people seen blowouts before with these big schools. So it should not be no difference if the G5 schools do the same thing. Like, stop overreacting to stuff, man. Stop overreacting. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.